What's going on, everyone? Obviously, the Lakers acquired Patrick Beverley via trade, and the big question is, what is going to happen with the Lakers roster now, right? The Patrick Beverley trade was a nice trade, nice pickup, 3-and-D type of guard, guy that can play next to LeBron James, who's very likely going to be your primary ball handler, but it just looked like, well, now you have this jam pack of like undersized guards. Is Westbrook going to be on the team? Is he going to be traded? Whether it's the Pacers, the Jazz, whatever type of deal, what's going to end up happening, right? The trade looked like a trade that was the first domino to multiple trades or a trade coming. And now it looks like the Lakers may be running it back with Russell Westbrook. Per reports from Mark Stein, Darvin Ham has relayed that Westbrook and Patrick Beverley will both be playing side by side in certain matchups. Now, they might not always be lining up next to each other, but more times than not, very likely, Patrick Beverley is going to be starting next to Russell Westbrook. You have LeBron at the 3, Davis at the 4, then probably Thomas Bryant at the 5 is most likely a guy that can spread the floor, still play some defense, provide down low. And not just that, but Patrick Beverley, he is that mold that the Lakers really want for that starter, right? They wanted whoever slots in at the 2 to be their most consistent defender and three-point shooter, and Patrick Beverley fits that, right? He would be a guy that would fit nicely next to LeBron and Westbrook. He doesn't need the ball in his hands. He can guard 1s and 2s, and in some cases even guard some 3s. But Patrick Beverley and Russell Westbrook, they definitely have a history together, right? Westbrook's biggest injury of his career came at the hands of Patrick Beverley. And so there's definitely going to be some animosity. There's definitely going to be some concerns and issues about these two. But look, at the end of the day, they are professionals. They are adults. They have to work it out. They have to figure it out. There's lots of people in the world that have worked with coworkers that they don't like. There have been lots of athletes that have been on teams with guys that they don't like. You work it out, you figure it out, you're being paid to do a job. And I don't think it'll be Patrick Beverley. Patrick Beverley has spoken extremely highly of Russell Westbrook, has talked about his excitement to play next to Westbrook, and just looking forward to being a Laker, lining up next to Westbrook or behind Westbrook, whatever the team asks for. Patrick Beverley is willing to do that. And that's what you're getting from Patrick Beverley. That tenacious defender, that guy that's going to give you 100%, that's, going to be that engine, that drivey, that is really big for a team. You need that glue guy. Question is, Russell Westbrook, with all of the drama this offseason, Westbrook wanting to appear to want out of the Lakers, he did go get a new agent. That agent is known for getting players maxes when it comes to buyouts, the most money possible. So that even kind of signals Westbrook to be traded. But it's also a real possibility that Westbrook is on the Lakers next year. And you got a guy in Patrick Beverley who is very likely going to line up next to Westbrook on multiple occasions. And these two are going to have to work it out. These two are going to have to figure it out. And Darvin Ham's going to have to put and implement an offense that is going to be able to utilize both of these guys, which I don't think will be hard, right? Pat can play off the ball. He's a great spot-up shooter, stuff like that. Westbrook is going to be able to drive and kick. And I do think that these two, with their personalities, with their competitive natures, with their motors and the engine that drives them, I think can be a very good tandem. But also, this is just, if we're being fair, it's just what Darvin Ham's done from day one, right? He's talked highly about Westbrook, talked about how he's going to implement Westbrook, this, that, and the other. He can't be a guy that's going to come out and be like, yeah, Westbrook's gone, he's going to be traded. I don't care what they say about Westbrook. Who cares? He's not going to be on the team. No, he can't do that because, one, he's the head coach. Two, he needs these guys to buy in and fully embrace him and not make his job difficult, more difficult than it already is. And the way you do that is you become buddies with the guy Westbrook, which Westbrook seems to be really bought into Darvin Ham from day one. He showed up to the presser. Darvin Ham relayed that, hey, I talked to Westbrook. Westbrook's all bought in. He's willing to do and sacrifice and whatever it takes. We've had a very good conversation. Westbrook was right there. And Westbrook is not a quiet kind of guy that's just going to let Darvin Ham speak out the side of his mouth if it's not true. So Westbrook has shown his support. Westbrook has shown that he's bought into Darvin Ham and his philosophy and his thinking and his plans for the upcoming season. Now, will that actually be a thing? Will Darvin Ham actually be able to work it out if Westbrook is to stay? I don't know. That's yet to be seen. I do believe Darvin Ham is going to get the most out of Westbrook. I really do. I think Westbrook, if he is utilized in a proper manner, I really think he can be effective. Now, he's never going to be the guy that the Lakers or fans or anything want him to be, but he's good enough to where if you operate and use him in the proper setup lineups and execute in the matter of like Westbrook's strengths, right? I really think Darvin Ham is going to be able to do that. He's going to run the 4-out, 1-in offense. It's going to be huge because you're going to be able to allow Russell Westbrook to just get ahead of steam and go downhill. You can put him in the dunker spot. You can put him in that corner 3 spot that he shoots like, 55% from or whatever, stuff like that. There's ways to make Westbrook work. And I really think that if they don't trade him, I still think the Lakers are going to do everything they can to trade Russell Westbrook, but they have a lot of financial flexibility by keeping Westbrook. It does make a lot of sense for the Lakers to just keep and run it back with Westbrook. And maybe we'll talk about that in another video specifically, because I do think that that is like a topic in and of itself. But nonetheless, I think it's going to be really interesting to see these two guys sort of shape up and play out. And we'll see what they're capable of. We'll see if these two can mesh together. I really do. I do think these two complement each other in a very real way. Will their personalities clash is the big concern, right? But Pat Bev he's the ultimate team player, right? He's the guy that he's never been a locker room drama guy. He's the guy that's uplifting everyone. I can see him being the guy to run to Russ and be like, I got you, man. Don't worry about it. Like their personalities may clash, but it also may be the best thing for the Lakers. Because now you got two guys that are going to give you 100% night in and night out. You're going to get those two guys just doing whatever is necessary to win. That competitive drive, that effort is a big thing. Because the Lakers really lacked effort last season. That was a huge thing with the Lakers last season. And I don't think that effort is going to be a question when it comes to these two guys. And that's really what the Lakers need. They really need guys that are going to give you 100%, are going to give you that effort. Like I even talked about in a previous video, I talked about how Patrick Beverley might be our third most important guy. I'm not saying he's the third best guy on the team. I think Westbrook and Kendrick Nunn, you can make an argument for, will be the two best next to LeBron and Anthony Davis. But Patrick Beverley might be our third most important guy just because he's going to be the glue guy. He's going to do the dirty work. He's going to be the guy that is willing to get the text, to do the hard fouls, to be the locker room guy, to be that energy guy. I mean, just look at what he did. Like, as much as we all like to laugh and make fun of like just the genuine excitement and joy of Patrick Beverley winning that play-in game, and it looked like, he's acting like he won the NBA Finals. Yeah, it was a little ridiculous. Yeah, it was a little over the top. But that passion is something that you can't fake. And he's going to be that guy that's going to bring that every single night to this Lakers team. And that is what the Lakers need desperately after what we saw last season. They need a guy that can be, your Draymond Green, your glue guy, that guy that's not afraid of the big moment, that guy that's not afraid to go get the technical, the guy that's not afraid of getting somebody's face and tell them to F off, those kind of things. Those are huge, and those guys are really underappreciated. A lot of the greatest teams in history had that guy, a Dennis Rodman, a Draymond Green, a Ben Wallace, like guys like that guy that just, he'll go and get in your face. You need that. But anyway, again, I love to hear your thoughts and opinions. Those were mine. So let me know down in the comment section below. Do you think these two could work? Are you excited and looking forward to these two? Do you think Westbrook stays on the team? Do you think he leaves? Like I said, I think ultimately he's likely going to get traded. But, I mean, it is a real possibility. And it's looking more and more likely that Westbrook is going to stay. But we'll dive into that more in a separate video. In the meantime, what do you think about Patrick Beverley and Russell Westbrook trying to work it out? Do you think they could kind of put their differences aside and be effective? Because it could be a very good backcourt if they can both figure it out, and if Darvin Ham could get Russell Westbrook to kind of be more efficient, more effective. Darvin Ham is going to be able to kind of turn the tides here a little bit. Look, respect from a coach is a huge thing. Russell Westbrook and Frank Vogel clearly didn't get along. Frank Vogel didn't like Westbrook. He didn't want Westbrook from the moment he was there. Westbrook didn't like Frank Vogel. He buys into Darvin Ham. Darvin Ham seems to be embracing and buying into him. He spoke very highly of him. You think that that's going to go a long way. And Patrick Beverley is the ultimate filler guy. He can just come in. You can plug and play him any team, anywhere, any role, any position. He's going to be willing to do it. He's going to take the challenge. And that's what the Lakers ultimately need. But again, however you feel about the situation, I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section below. That being said, hit that like button. Helps me out a lot. Lets me know you enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. If you're not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button, followed by the bell notification. Stay up to date with all things sports. Join this wonderful community and all of our discussions. I'll see you all in the next one. Thank you.